Hey there guys, and welcome back to NIMBY Rails. We're starting with Cardiff today. So we'll start off with Cardiff Central with its 8 platforms. I'm using OpenStreetMaps again as I build in the time-lapse because it's actually quite useful for seeing junction size. Size is not the word I'm looking for. Tracks, I guess. Where the points are in the junctions, which tracks can get to which. There we go, got there eventually. So we build down from Queen Street. These lines bridge across the main line, and the one on the left curves around to Cardiff Central, the one on the right goes down to Cardiff Bay. Here we go, Cardiff Bay. Sped up quite a bit, but you should be able to see what's going on. Yeah, and I quickly look at what I'm meant to be doing with Cardiff Central, and make sure I've got the right number of lines in. But there we go. Platforms, I think that's 6 and 7, can be reached from the valley lines and the main line. And then I extend out the main line slightly just so it's out of the way. I'm not going to build it all the way up to Newport today. That will be done off camera, just to connect in and get the last GWR services in. Then out the other side of Cardiff Central, we've got to build across the river and then towards the depot. I'm not sure what the depot is called, but there is a depot. But first things first is making sure you can get from everywhere to everywhere again, and making sure none of the points are too close together. Because I think that was the issue in the Orpington area back when I was doing Southeastern. I couldn't get some of the routes to work properly. I think it's because the points were too close together. Now the line curves round past the depot, and there's a triangle junction up to Ninian Park, I believe. Well, I'm correct. Yeah, there we go. There's the triangle junction. So I'm just putting it in a reasonable place, and then the depot goes in. And the main line past the depot sort of squeezes up above it and drops down to 4 tracks rather than, I think technically it's 5, but I've got 6 because I can only build in pairs. I have a bit of a struggle trying to get all the points in for the depot because the sections are too short, but I manage it eventually. And then I have the same struggle on the other side. But it all works out, I think, in the end. I do manage to get everything in. There we go. Then we continue along. The valley line comes parallel to the main line and has a crossover onto it, and then bridges up and over further along. Well, the main line comes underneath and heads on towards Bridgend. And then, for some reason, I pause while I work out where the next station is. It's there. I'm not sure what it's called. Oh, I think that this is the one that I didn't realise existed. Wangong Park or something like that. And then we continue building the line up towards Radir at some point. I can clearly see where it goes. I think it's working out where the stations are. So Fairwater, and then there's one more here. Danes Court, before the 3-platform Radir station. And this is the sort of point of a teardrop in Cardiff. So you can leave Radir, go through Cardiff Queen Street, through Cardiff Central, and back into Radir from a different direction, from this direction for that matter. So that's what we're going to build next, is across the top of the teardrop, the other way to Cardiff Queen Street. I don't think any services actually do the full loop necessarily, although maybe they do. But later in the episode we'll be setting up the Corriton branch, which comes down from Corriton through Cardiff Queen Street, round through Cardiff Central, and then up to Radir. And then the stuff from the valley lines north of Radir comes down the top of the teardrop into Queen Street first, then Cardiff Central. So here we go just building across between the 2 stations on that line. And there's a weirdly large gap between them. I don't know why it's such a large gap and there's no station in the middle. It does appear to be mostly student accommodation, so maybe it's just no students in Cardiff want to ride the train. Who knows? And then trying to get into Heath Low Level, have to awkwardly do a viaduct over the road. And then we'll just quickly add in Tiglas. I can't pronounce Welsh place names. It will become obvious as we do more of Wales. Okay, we're jumping into real-time gameplay now. We're just going to finish off the Corriton branch line and set up some trains on it. And that'll be all for starting off Cardiff. We've got quite a bit built in the time lapse. The loop from Radir round to Radir through the 2 Cardiff stations. As you can probably already tell, I'm terrible at the pronunciations for Welsh place names. And I've probably got everything wrong. So this is going to be fun. Like, the entirety of Wales is going to be an interesting exercise. But if that's already Corriton, then where's Birchgrove? Probably back here. Really, all the way here. I mean, Tyglass was only like a block away, but okay. I mean, this is extremely frequent stations, more so than the underground, I think. Okay, Birchgrove. And then we have... I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. I already can tell just from looking at it I will not be pronouncing this correctly. But we'll give it a go once I've placed it. Rubina? I'm not actually 100% how you pronounce an RH in Welsh. I know a lot of the Welsh pronunciations. Like, I know a double L is sort of a cl, I think. He says, then doubts himself instantly. But I'm not sure about an RH. Well, it is Rimley, I think. Rimley. I have no idea. You might have to roll the R. I can't roll R's. So that would make it difficult. This station goes here. This is Whitchurch. I can pronounce that because that's not a weird Welsh name. There we go. Whitchurch. Connect that back through to Rubina. I have no idea. And then Corriton, which is another one that I think I can pronounce. And that is here, maybe? I think. So the line obviously used to carry on. If I look at open railway maps, it joins up to one of the other branches, one of the other valley lines further along. The old original line. But nowadays it stops here. At an unusual angle. That'll do. Yeah, it used to carry on up here, and I think there's this line from Radir carries on up. So, I mean, there's that. Okay, those are some very frequent stations on that branch. As opposed to here, where there's just nothing. In what feels like the middle of Cardiff. I guess there's a lot of university residences. Maybe they just can't be bothered to put stations there. Maybe it's not worth it. Who knows? Anyway, let's build all the blueprints. This is currently unconnected from the rest of the network. Eventually I'll connect up there. That'll be off camera. I'll connect up through Newport. Just so I can finish off the GWR services. There's an Ely in Cardiff. I didn't realise that. Okay. That's actually probably quite a good colour for Transport for Wales. So TFW, we're doing ideally the Radir to Corriton. Yeah, I did think that was the service. That's why I did this branch in particular. Partly because it's the shortest, and partly because it goes up to Radir rather than down to Penarth or Barry or anywhere. I'm glad I remembered it correctly. So Corriton to Radir. So Corriton to Radir, 0.05, and then add stops. Corriton, Whitchurch, Hrimber, Birchgrove, Tyglass, Heath Low Level, Cardiff Queen Street. Good to know what platform it's meant to come through at Cardiff Queen Street. We'll wing it through this one. Cardiff Central, Ninian Park, so it's just sort of weirdly come down below the depot and just then cross over the main line up here to Wongron Park, Fairwater, Danes Court, and Redir, and I believe that's the platform terminating. Now, you're not going back that way, you're going back this way again. All the stations to platform B, up to platform C, to Heath Low Level, Tyglass, Birchgrove, Crimber, Whitchurch, and don't need to stop at Corriton again. Timing calculator. There's 2 an hour, one of the most frequent Welsh services. Valley lines are typically every 30 minutes. Min stop time, min stop time of a minute. I'm pretty happy with those min stop times. Now, they're operated by 143s and 153s. I'm not sure I believe the 143. I thought that had been withdrawn by this point. What's that? Oh, it's my broken 377, I remember. Now, I have the 142, but I don't have a 143. But I do have 153s, which is the right sort of thing I want. And I guess we just run single cars off them. Probably don't need more than that. It's only 75 passengers, but I'm not sure we're going to need more than that. Or I run a 2 car, which literally doubles the number of passengers. The max speed of these is 120, so if I put them on the line and then paste in, I've decided 90% is where we're at. It takes an hour 8, so I'm going to need 3 trains. If I also say to wait 5 minutes rather than 1 at Redir, 5, that should just help even it out a little bit, so there's less time waiting at Corriton. So that's 3 trains I need. I've got 1, so I then clone another 2. At some point I need to look at how the scheduling works and see if I can do some fancy stuff with it. Maybe I could start setting up peak services. Anyway, the game plays now. It's been re-optimized. I can click play. I can actually run it on fast forward. Last night I rode the Penzance to Paddington train we set up in the last episode as far as Exeter. It took a while, but I could run it on 3 times speed. I can't build when it's running still. That crashes the game, but I can at least play the game. So you can see the train leaving. No one on it. Does not surprise me. But there is someone waiting at Whitchurch. Which way do you reckon they want to go? This way. Well, that's something. So that comes round through Cardiff and up the other side of the loop to Redir. Then there's a different line every line from these 2 valley lines comes down through Cardiff, Queen Street, and then Central, and then down towards Barry, I believe. One might end up around at Bridgend. It's quite a large area the valley lines actually cover. Like, they go up to Method Tidville, and one comes up through almost to Newport and up to Vale. And the main line up to the north goes through Abergavenny up to Hereford, Ludlow, Shrewsbury. Let's turn off the station events. There we go. That might help the lag a little bit. Annual ridership fluctuates quite a bit. I tend to have about 80,000 when I turn the game on, and then it drops to 75,000 quite quickly. It is 9:45 in the evening, so I guess that's understandable that people are not travelling as much. Honestly, I'm surprised so many people are getting on the valley lines. I might have to up the capacity of these trains. I thought 2 coaches would be enough. And they probably only get 1 in reality. The other line we could set up just quickly is the Cardiff Bay branch. So if I go in and create a new line and paste the colour, I'm going to have to pause the game because it's lagging quite a bit. Right, there we go. TFW. Cardiff Bay to Cardiff Queen Street. 0.05. Start at the bay, up to the bay platform at Queen Street and back down to the bay. Min interval. Now there's 5 an hour, so that gives a min interval of 12 minutes. And I don't understand why that is the frequency. The train runs every 12 minutes. I feel like it's not actually timetabled and it just takes 12 minutes to do a round trip. if they're timetabling it every 12 minutes, that's a bit ridiculous. You'd just timetable it every 15, wouldn't you, at that point? Now, it's run by 143, 150 or 153. I could do a 153 on here. This is the sort of line you'd put a one-car train on. But if it can take a 150, that's possibly ideal. No, we'll put a... Yeah, because a 150 feels like it's got too much capacity for an every 12-minute service. So we'll just go with the single unit 153. Purchase one. You've not put yourself on a line. That's nice of you. I guess now I have to scroll down to the T's. Down we go. Here we go. CDB to CDQ. And paste in 90%, 108 kilometers an hour. It takes 6 minutes 20 for a round trip. What about if at Queen Street I want you to wait for 5 minutes? Now it takes you 10 minutes. So you've got a 2-minute wait at Cardiff Bay. That's fine. I only need the one train to do a 12-minute interval. Off you go. And that should run the Bay line now. That's the only other line I think I've got the full length of in the Cardiff area that I can set up. But it means there should be some changing going on at Queen Street, hopefully. So that's all for today. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next time. I could be anywhere in the UK next time. But that's all for now, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.